Hi everybody, and welcome to another Soul Service Sunday. And I'm your host, your guide, Donna PranaLakshmi. And welcome to 2022. This is our first Soul Service Sunday for this year, for 2022, and it is already quite the ride. Do you feel it? We're being tested, we're being pushed, we're being pulled, we're being really in a mix of things on a personal, emotional, and global level, of course. Every Soul Service Sunday from now on is going to be pre-recorded until otherwise announced and available to you on Sundays so that you can enjoy at any time. And eventually, when we've grown our community, I would love then to start going live and even having interaction and questions and so on. And as I say interaction, I see Lulu's in the background. So one of the main themes that came to me just moments before I pressed record is thinking about and inquiring about our social health and our social well-being. And that's going to be a really important theme for this year. Social health, social well-being, what do I mean by that? It means, who are we surrounding ourselves with? Who are the people that are occupying our space, our time, our thoughts? And this is really important because the social landscape and the social environment that we create really kind of dictates who we are as beings, what our thinking state is. Who we are surrounding ourselves by is really an indication of where we're at in life. Now, to me, it doesn't matter what social status someone has. It's their spiritual, mental, and emotional status, let's call it, for lack of better words, that I am interested in. So if someone is really well with themselves or on their way to being really well with themselves, then that really interests me. If someone is not in a position to be even considering looking at their dark sides, at their shadows, which all humans have, and they just want to try to exist in their current state of being, then that's likely someone I'm just not going to vibe with, I'm not going to resonate with. Now I'm just speaking in generals and I'm speaking for myself. And what I've noticed is that there's been a decluttering, a cleansing, and these things usually happen on their own. People fall out of your life, they kind of disappear, or you just stop replying and maybe they're asking you to go for coffee or meet up and do things together and you're just not feeling it, and you're allowed. We used to be made to feel guilty about not wanting to interact with other people, but now I'm giving you permission, and give yourself permission to be allowed to not want to. It's okay. And I'm hearing in some communities this wording of vibe tribe. And I like that because we really want to be in a tribe with people that we can commingle with and coexist with, that we actually can vibe with, can have a similar vibratory tone with. And that really helps to enhance who we are. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to be exactly the same people. We're not going to be copies of one another. And some people will vibrate on a frequency that's higher, others a little bit slightly lower. And that's good too, because we can help to lift one another up. So I'm asking you to take a look at your social landscape, See who it is that you are surrounding yourself with, and see if that serves you. Does it serve you, and does it serve where you're going? Because if it's not serving you at this moment and not serving where you want to be and where you want to go, then I ask you to reconsider, why are you with these people? Why surround yourself with a certain group of people or a certain person? And this includes family. It includes friends you may have had for decades. And what I'd also like you to consider is, are you afraid to lose these people? Because when we're afraid to lose someone or something, it may actually mean that you're not sure how to be open and trust that even more can come. Whether it's in that form of that person waking up to their highest self, or whether it's new people, a new person and a new group of people that are ready to vibe with you and create this new tribe. The other thing that's come very clear in the last couple weeks as we have entered now into the third week of 2022 is being alone, being okay with being alone. How okay are you with solitude and being by yourself? Because there's a big difference, you've heard this before, between being alone and being lonely. They're two very different concepts, very different ways of being. If I'm alone, but I'm happy with my company, and I was just looking for a book, because usually I have a stack of books here, and I can read, and I can write, and I can listen to music, and I can meditate, and I can do a sport, like a solo sport. I can go running, cycling, I can do yoga, I can occupy my time in so many ways, all day, every day. So am I truly alone? Because I'm in the spirit of things, versus being lonely, having an expectation and a need for being in other people's company in order to satisfy some needs, some emptiness within. So do you feel lonely? And then there's this kind of in-between, which is the balance state, which means I know when to be alone and how often and how much, so that I can be more aware of my wisdom self, be clear in my truths, know how to clear and organize my social landscape so that I feel good about who I'm spending time with. And so much alone time so that I can cultivate all of the clarity that I need as me, so that I can feel good with my decisions. Balancing that with social time, whether it's with one other person or two or a multitude of people or different groups of people, be it through work and social and other types of relationships and casual relationships of people that you kind of meet on the street or the person at the coffee shop, etc. So all of those are relationships. So finding that balance between being alone and the sanctity, the sacredness of that alone time and what it offers to your life, versus feeling lonely. And when you balance out being alone with a landscape and a network of other beings that support who you are. And very likely this year, and very likely you've started to see this happening already, is that people are going to fall away from your life, including family, friends, partners, relationship partners, and so on. And as you balance more alone time to get clarity of who you are, then you also have created a lot of space for new people to arrive. And so you're never actually really alone, because all you're doing is weeding out. And here's the thing. Sometimes we weed out our social garden and landscape it with really tough decisions. But as I've noticed over time, and with growth and with the wisdom of time and experience, that's the word I was looking for, is that the weeding process doesn't have to be so difficult. If something doesn't feel right, you're allowed to take space, take time away, and feel good, or find the feeling good. And so in that process, you've started to eliminate some of the weeds that have overtaken your social garden. And then what do you see? You see more space and clarity in between the plants and the trees and the shrubs and the flowers. They need space. They need to be tended to in between. You need to mix up the soil. You need to add fertilizer. You need to add water. So are you doing this in your social garden? Are you nurturing it, and are you clearing it out, and are you I'm thinking in Greek right now, are you causing a little bit of mixing up of the soil so that to put the nutrients a little bit lower down? And as we mix the soil, what happens? You're mixing up and allowing the nutrients to kind of take different form and shape and spread around. And you're allowing for more air, oxygen to penetrate, and space. Take a comfortable seat with your spine upright and lifted. And when you feel ready, close your eyes. As your eyes close down, focus all of your attention and breath on your belly. Begin to take deeper breaths in your abdominal region, focusing on filling up as you breathe in, emptying as you breathe out. Filling as you breathe in, emptying as you breathe out. Inhale to expand the belly, lifting, rising. Exhale to release, empty, relax. Inhale to expand, lift, and rise, sitting taller. Exhale to release, let go, relax. Now continue breathing in this way, noticing your shoulders feeling heavy as if they're pulling towards the earth. Your shoulder blades very gently pulled back, lifting the chest a little bit higher. Your chin is sitting level to the floor, neither too high up nor too far down. And notice that your forehead is relaxed. Try to erase any tension in the forehead, any tension in your cheeks and your jaw. The face is relaxed. Your throat is relaxed. Your shoulders pull down. Arms feel a little bit heavy as they relax down. Hands on your lap. Maybe one palm resting inside of the other. Feeling your seat rooted and grounded. Your legs and feet rooted and grounded. So that your seat feels like it's part of the earth. Now, as you visualize this seat of yours being part of the earth, turn that earth into soil, and now you're sitting within your social garden. So I'd like you to imagine an actual garden. and you're either sitting in the center or you're sitting to one side with a viewpoint of the entire garden. And so your seat, your legs and feet are rooted into the earth. You feel safe. You feel grounded, supported. And as you look around your garden, notice if it is full and lush or if it is sparse, slightly empty or minimal. Notice if there are weeds, trees, bushes, or if everything is neatly organized, everything in its compartment, maybe even with labels. Just notice, do you have a very fancy garden? Do you have an English style garden? Is it exotic or is it wild? Simply notice. Maybe it's a garden of rocks. Maybe it's a garden with one type of flower or plant. Maybe it is a vegetable or fruit garden. Now, as you sit here and look around your garden, these different qualities, these different traits will give you an idea of what your subconscious is helping you see and understand about yourself. So if we notice there are too many weeds infiltrating, what does that mean? If we notice things are overgrown and not taken care of, what does that mean? If you prefer everything in its place and everything really neatly landscaped, what does that mean? Or if you love the natural beauty of wildflowers, what does that mean for you? So these are your interpretations of what your garden appearance can tell you about your subconscious, your habits, or your preferences. Now, instead of just looking at a literal garden, a garden of plants, let's close your eyes in this vision of yourself. This vision of yourself closes their eyes. And when your eyes open, you will populate this garden with the people that surround your life. So these will be the intimate people, such as a lover, a partner, friends, colleagues, and notice how we're going out of the circle. Intimacy in family connections. And so start with the people that are closest to you in both proximity and the amount of time you spend with them, and also in the depth of intimacy that you share with them. So it could be somebody you don't see very often, but when you see them or when you speak to them, the depth of your connection is quite vulnerable and quite apparent. So opening your eyes now, seeing the people that occupy the landscape of your social garden. Who are these people? Take a few moments to look around and see who is present. And as you look around, you can stand up in this vision of yourself if you wish, or you can continue to sit and observe from far. If you wish, you can stand and go near to these people and notice the energy that you feel from them. Notice what they are providing you in terms of a frequency, an energy field. Does it feel good? Does it feel stressful? Is there tension present? Notice what energy you receive from these people, either as you look at them, maybe catch their gaze, lock eyes, or as you go near them. And you will begin to feel, sense, intuit which of these people you would really like to nurture in your social garden, and which of these people may begin to start distancing themselves from the immediate, intimate area of your garden. So maybe they start to go closer to the perimeter. Maybe they go outside the fence or the gate, and you only let them in as needed. So really evaluate now, what are these people bringing to me in a feeling tone? What am I sensing when I go near them, when I think of them, when I look at them? Are they providing nourishment in our relationship, in this two-way dynamic? And so there may be some people that, as you focus on the energy that provides you with nourishment, the others will begin to fade away or distance themselves. And you can offer that distance as well. You can create some boundary, some space. And so this may take time, and you may come to repeat this practice again and again. It may be a good practice to do when you are physically present in a gathering or party situation or in your workspace, to take a few moments, close your eyes in a safe place, and assess how you feel around these people. Are they providing nourishing energy to your relationship with them? Or is it draining? Is it stressful? Is it tense? Is it toxic? So I'd like you to take the next few moments to weed out the garden as necessary, with loving and caring and tender energy, just as you would put on gardening gloves and have the appropriate tools to take out the weeds and either put them in a soft pile to the side or put them into a gardening bag, have them ready for collection. What you would do with these weeds, you wouldn't just take them and throw them across to the neighbor's garden. So the same with these people. Lovingly, with care and compassion, give them the space and the knowing that now you are creating loving boundaries and healthy boundaries, that you may not need them in your life as much, and that instead you are choosing nourishing energy, healthy energy, loving energy, joyful energy, helpful energy in your relationship with the people that will occupy the space of your intimate social garden. And this will give you the clarity that you need in your interactions with people to know where they fit in your garden, and if they fit in your garden, what space can they occupy? How much free space do you want? And if you are a very social person, who are the people that you are inviting in and interacting with on a regular basis? Now, as you get better with this over time, as you get more comfortable with this type of exercise, you will notice that more toxic or unhealthy people won't really come near the perimeter of your garden, because they will feel the vibration of what your garden offers, and it won't necessarily attract them, which is good for you. It's good for keeping the safe container. So bring this practice now to a close and give a loving gaze or embrace or a smile to the people that are in your garden, the people that you have invited to stay and occupy space, the people who you will share beautiful memories with, create with, and honor them and be honored by them. And then conclude with a thank you. Thank you for their presence. Thank you for everything that they offer you. Even if these are people that you see infrequently, they're still a part of your social garden. They occupy space in your mind and your heart and your energy field. So distance doesn't play a role. Frequency doesn't play a role. It's the intimacy that we offer and are provided by our friends. And then take some deep breaths again, focusing your breath to the belly and then lifting it into the heart. So we're breathing in and out from the heart space now with love, with gratitude, with this more simplistic view of how we nurture and tend to our social garden with a healthy sense of love, affection, knowing, understanding, wisdom, and intuition. And breathing from your heart space, invite a smile onto your face. Facial muscles are soft. The smile grows. Breath deepens. And when you're ready, you can begin to open your eyes. Thank you for joining me for another Soul Service Sunday. I'll see you next time.